Vick coming around for the basketball, now driving again, and Madison Vick scores. 7 points for Madison.
My love for the game is definitely why I continue to play. My goal growing up was to play at the Division I collegiate level, and I made that come true through my recruitment. And the fact that my first practice, my first rep, I underwent a serious injury. You know, I was determined to get those minutes and reach the dream that I had had since the 3rd grade. So I definitely say the passion and love for the game is what kept driving me back and making me determined and resilient to get back on the court with my teammates.
Lead of the second half, Vick, floater at the free throw line, swishes the net.
From an early start, I would say in 3rd grade, when I started playing basketball, and from there I fell in love with the game. Basketball is actually the only competitive sport I played growing up, which is kind of crazy, but it just shows the love I had for it from the start. I would say the things that I love most about basketball are probably the team environment of it, you know, getting to build something special with your teammates, put all the puzzle pieces together to create something beautiful. I love winning, so the competitive aspect of basketball, being able to compete every single day is something I love about it. And then basketball was kind of my escape growing up, so I feel like also being able to put everything you have into something and see results. My first rep of my first college practice here in the summer, so basically my first day on campus, I tore my ACL in my left knee along with both meniscus and did some other smaller things that wouldn't have needed surgery, but got surgery, and then it didn't go smoothly. I was having a lot of scar tissue buildup and couldn't get full range of motion, so I had a few more operations because of the problems within my rehab from that original surgery. Lack of range of motion, meniscus issues, a few cysts that caused me to get those additional surgeries. Multiple tears of both meniscus led to more surgeries, and then this year, right before season started, I re-tore my ACL. So I've had a total of 6 knee surgeries on my left knee. Yeah, it's not fun. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, it's mentally and physically draining to undergo specifically ACL recovery process, but really all of the knee recovery process from all of my surgeries. It's hard, you know, you're every single day having to be disciplined, committed. I've relearned patience way too many times because of it. You know, you have to trust the process, all those little things that make it so mentally and physically hard. But I would say that through every single recovery process, I've learned something new every time. I'm definitely, not only was I a stronger athlete when I was back on the court each time after recovery, but I'm definitely a stronger human and person because of it. Coming in and getting hurt right away, tearing my ACL my first college practice and tearing my ACL my last college practice, and then everything that came in between, and then, you know, you throw COVID in there. It's time and time again that opportunity was just taken away from me. And when it's something that you love and care so much about, it's hard having to be on the sidelines and not being able to perform and put everything you want into the game. So yeah, it's hard to be on the sideline. It's the hardest mental challenge, I would say, of an injury.
Leading scorer last year, Madison Vick, tore her ACL and had knee surgery before the season even started.
Having had 6 procedures done to my knee, I knew I was reaching maybe a potential limit. I still had next year to play potentially with my COVID year of eligibility, but the conversations with my surgeon, my PTs, the decision that I probably want to be able to play at the highest level that I would want to, or the level that would be my standard if I were to return to play, as well as just wanting to live an active lifestyle beyond college. You know, my knee's probably never going to be normal, but figuring out that new normal and being able to still remain active after this was something that was still important to me. So it wasn't easy, you know, I still want to be out there. It's still a process for me, processing it all of it, accepting all of it. But yeah, it was a challenging choice. Something I hope that I was known for, or my legacy on the court, was working harder than anyone else. Reaching the goals that I had set for myself would be that level, and being able to physically do that was what was up in the air with having to have another serious procedure on my knee. being able to go as hard as I would want to go was what I might not have been able to do. This past year before this most recent surgery, ACL injury, I was already having to manage my body so much with the pain and discomfort that I was naturally in, just from everything it's been through, as well as just the demands of the Division I level. Knowing that I would have to manage it even more after this next one, I hate not being out there on the court, and it was just best for me to understand the risk that I would have playing again, as well as like the level that I would potentially not be able to reach.
Sierra Camposano, as it's stolen on the other side by Vick.
It still hasn't hit me. I would say acceptance, or kind of grieving something that you've lost in a sense, is a cycle. And there's moments where it feels like it's kind of hitting me, or I feel like, wow, I really am not going to be able to play again, or not play at this level again, or compete out there at the Division I level. But for the most part, it really hasn't fully hit me. I think that senior night was probably the closest thing to hitting me, as well as the season is wrapping up, watching my team finish strong and knowing that this is kind of my last year really a part of that team is the closest I've gotten, but hasn't fully hit.
Madison Vick. That is accompanied by her parents, Tracy and Richard, and her sister Mia.
A lot of mixed emotions on senior night. Putting on the jersey was awesome. It was like last time, but pretty emotional. I was totally fine, and then I read some nice notes that my amazing teammates wrote me. That made me a little emotional, and then linking arms with some of my family and just stepping on the court for the last time, seeing the faces of some of my best friends and teammates that I've gotten the chance to compete with. Stepping on that court, wearing the jersey, that's probably the closest I've gotten to like, wow, this is wrapping up. It's coming to an end, and yeah, it was emotional. I'm glad the team pulled out a win that day. That made me a little more happy, and I could see really the positive ends of it and still being a part of something great, but it was a lot of mixed emotions and very hard.
Camposano gives the ball to Vick. She triggers a three. Why not?
Very challenging. It's hard to watch something that you love so much. I miss the grind, if I'm being real, and it's hard to see when you're in it sometimes until you've probably had it taken away from you. It's a little easier for me to see, but I miss how hard it is to play at this level and be out there every day competing with, making your teammates better, and then competing against other teams, and just the game environment, stuff like that. That's really challenging to be on the sidelines for. But I've had to take on a new role, and I've tried to make the best of it. I keep saying that I'm going to make all conference for bench hype, and I want to be the hypest teammate in the Big West. So really trying to give not only to my teammates the wisdom and experience I have, but also my energy and support and love, and cheering them on from the sidelines. It's my new role, and trying to make the most of it.
Bring to the table. Borland kicks out to Vick. She goes up and under with the spinorama.
I don't regret my work ethic throughout my time here, so I am glad that I can say that. But there are obviously unfinished goals that I would have loved to walk away with. I really wish I could have played this year. I think last year I really started to perform individually better, leading the team in a lot of important statistics, and that allowed me to see my potential, especially after recovering from a lot of injuries. So I really wish I was given the opportunity to play this year to see if I could have reached some of those goals I had for myself as well. Walking away as a Big West champion would have been awesome. Being able to play and earn that, as well as earn some of the goals that just are left unfinished now, would have been the ideal way to walk away. So next year, I am finishing my master's program here, so I'll still be in SLO. I have huge career passion goals within college athletics, especially the coaching standpoint of things, as well as sports industry, the business side of things in general. So luckily the staff here is awesome and giving me the opportunity to gain professional experience here. So I plan to be a part of the program next year still, but obviously a different role, more on the coaching administrative side of things, helping out in any possible way I can, trying to develop on the professional side of things now as I finish school and then navigate through this next journey in my life.
Vick, dribbling in the paint, looking to scoop, layup, score, yes!
Yeah, I did. I'm finally at the point in my emotional processing of all of this where I've been able to reflect a little on my college
Vick.
career specifically. And
Right
the
through
one
the
thing
hard
I'm
lane.
very proud
Nice
about
through
is
it
that
and
I can
finishes with
confidently
the
say,
floater.
yes, I put everything
Scanlon
I
down
had
low,
into the
cross court
sport.
pass
Like
from
I
Vick.
said, I hope
Wide
that I
open
was
left
known
wing
for my work
three.
ethic, and to know that I
West
went
Wings
hard
erupts
and
as
made
Madison
every
Vick
rep my
knocks it down.
reputation is something that I am proud to be able to say. You know, there's obviously some things that I would have done differently or valued more maybe, but I can confidently say that I gave it everything I got.